Hello everyone and welcome to another math lesson from me, Mrs. Helow. And today we're going over the metric system and more specifically the metric units of length. So far in our journal we have gone over customary units of length, customary units of weight, and customary units of liquid volume or capacity. So instead of customary units today, we are doing metric units. So on my page 70, it's probably somewhere around that for you, you're going to write metric units of length. Go ahead and put that in your index as well, just so we know exactly where to find this information. Metric units. Okay, now just like with the other measurement pages that we've done where we write like a chart like this, we are going to write it out, but we're not going to do the jumps like we've done before. It's a little different, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to make enough space to do 4 different things across. The first is going to be, I'm going to skip maybe one line, millimeters. And then under that, I want you to write mm. Then I want you to go over a little and write centimeters. Right, cm. And then go over a little decimeters. M. And then meters. With M. So these are your metric units of length that we are working with here. We are not going to go much bigger than this. You will go bigger than this when you get to higher grades or learn more about the metric system, but these are the 4 that we are focused on. And instead of doing the arrows, I'm actually going to kind of do a little comparison chart here. If you've ever seen a meter stick, it looks very similar to a yardstick. It's not quite the same size, but it's around that length. So 1 meter is what we're going to go on. Now, we know what this root word means, deci, and you might not know that you know this, but think of a decade, D-E-C, right, des. Think of a decade of a rosary. How many Hail Marys are in that decade? Well, we know 10. Deci or dec actually means 10. There are 10 decimeters in a meter. Okay, the next one is centimeters or centimeters. You actually know what the root word cent means as well, or centi, and I think the most obvious one would be cent, like 1 cent, 2 cents, 3 cents. Another one would be century. Well, how many years are in a century? 100. There are 100 centimeters in 1 meter. I'm going to write 100 here. And then the last one would be millimeters. And milli is something that we've learned in science, like a millipede, where it says it has around 1,000 legs. A millimeter is 1,000 millimeters are in 1 meter. Okay, so instead of doing the jumping from chart to chart, you're going to draw an arrow this way. And then we're writing for every jump this direction, multiply by 10, or just add 0. Okay, meaning if I have 3 meters and I want to know what that is in centimeters, I would say, well, 3 meters is 30 decimeters is 300 centimeters. You see, I'm just adding a 0 every time I go over 1 jump. And then if you were to go this way, so jumping this way, for every jump this direction, divide by 10, or take away a 0. If you need to pause and get caught up, please do that. Okay, let's do some examples. I'm going to write example 1 or 2. I'm going to write 20 decimeters equals blank centimeters. Okay, so let's first figure out which direction I'm going in. I'm going from decimeters to centimeters. So if I'm going decimeters to centimeters, I add a 0. So every time I move that way, I add a 0. So I'm actually going to do 20 and then add a 0. So I have 200 centimeters. This is actually going to be easier than the customary units because the metric system is on a system of tens, meaning all that it is changing zeros, taking away zeros, adding zeros. It's all about zeros. So this is actually easier than the customary units, which is pretty exciting. All right, the next one I'm going to do 4 meters equals blank centimeters. Okay, let's find meters and let's find centimeters. So I'm actually going 1, 2. That's 2 jumps. So I have to add 2 zeros to this number. So I have 400. Okay, the next one, 60 centimeters equals blank millimeters. Okay, so find centimeters and then find millimeters. Again, I'm moving 1 jump this way, so I have to add 1 0. 1 jump, 1 0. So I'm going to write 60 and then 1 0. So I have 600 millimeters. Okay, let's do 17 meters. And I'm trying to change 17 meters into centimeters. Okay. Meters to centimeters. So I have to jump 1, 2, 2 times. So I'm going to write the same number, 17, plus 1, 2 jumps, 2 zeros. So I now have 1,700 centimeters. Okay, last one. Let's do 156 centimeters equals blank millimeters. Okay, so I have 156 centimeters, and I'm trying to go millimeters. That's 1 jump. So I have to do this number and then add 1 0. 1,560. Now, I'm going to give a little bit more information on centimeters and meters. Since I know that there are 100 centimeters in a meter, I can actually put centimeters and meters together, okay? So these actually go hand in hand. For example, if I have 52 centimeters, I can say, well, 52 centimeters is 52 out of 100 meters. So it's not a full meter, but I have 52 of the 100 that I need of a meter. I can also do that in decimal form. Okay. Just like that, if I have 7 centimeters, I know that's 7 of the 100 that I would need to make 1 full meter. So 7 100ths of a meter, which I can also put as a decimal 0.07 of a meter. Remember, it's not 0.7 because that's 7 tenths. Okay, and just like that, when centimeters are in 100, I know that decimeters are in tenths. So if I have let's say 4 decimeters, I know I have 4/10 of a meter, or 0.4 of a meter. Or if I have 8 decimeters, decimeters means 10, so I can do this in tenths. I have 8/10 of a meter, or 0.8 of a meter. So that is what I just want you to write down and get into your head before we go into our book and do some of these. Okay. Speaking of our book, let's leave that off to the side so that you can still use that. Okay, I'm going to go on page 675 in my textbook. And let's do some of these together. The first one, it says 2 meters equals blank centimeters. Well, if I'm going from meters to centimeters, I do 2 jumps. So I actually just write this number with 2 zeros, 200. 3 centimeters to blank millimeters. Centimeters to meters, millimeters is 1 jump. So I'm going to write 1 0 with it. So 30 millimeters. And then number 3, 5 decimeters to blank centimeters. So I'm going to go from decimeters to centimeters. That's 1 jump, so it's 1 0. Okay. Now, when we're comparing, just like before, we don't want to change the bigger one. We don't want to change the smaller ones to bigger. We want to make it go to the smallest units possible. So 4 meters and 40 decimeters. I know decimeters are smaller than meters, so instead of changing them both to meters, I'm going to change them both to decimeters. And when I go from meters to decimeters, I add 1 0. So 40 meters is going to be 40 decimeters, which is the same. Those are equal. For 5, I have 5 centimeters and 5 millimeters. Well, if I change centimeters to millimeters, that's 1 jump, so that's 50 millimeters. And I know 50 is more than 5. Okay. 6 decimeters and 65 centimeters. If I'm going decimeters to centimeters, that's 1 0 with 1 jump. So I have 60 decimeters and centimeters. 60 centimeters and 65 centimeters. 65 is more. And number 7, 7 meters and 700 millimeters. So if I'm going from meters to millimeters, I have 1, 2, 3 jumps. So I actually have to do 3 zeros here to make millimeters. So I have 7,000 millimeters and 700. I know that this is more. Okay, now the next 4 problems is actually what we did in the bottom part of our journal with the decimals and fractions. So I have 65 centimeters or blank of a meter. 65 centimeters, remember cent is 100. So I have 65 hundredths of a meter. 65 hundredths of a meter as a decimal. Same thing here, 47 centimeters. So it's 47 over 100th of a meter, or 4,700 here. Okay, number 10, we have 9 decimeters. Deci means 10. So I'm going to have 9/10 of a meter, or 9/10 of a meter. And then number 11, 2 decimeters. Deci means 10, so I have 2/10 of a meter, or 2/10. Okay, just to practice these, you can pause this if you need to. Just to practice these tonight, or today, I want you to do page 677. And again, we're not going to do any questions on the back because I really just want you to focus on this lesson. You're going to do all of 2 through 13. 2 through 13, all of these. And when you are done with this, upload it to Schoology so I know that you are working hard and I know that we are all on the same page and understanding where we are at. I missed you all and I hope this lesson helps. Let me know if you have any questions.